Whoa, that's quite an introduction. Oh, I'm not, I feel like, okay, anyway, I don't want to, let's just get started.
Sure.
It is, I always say this, introductions are the most awkward moments in any session. So, kind of. Okay, just a second, let me open the PPT for you and then we will get started right away. Okay. Okay. I can see a lot of interesting profile pics that you guys have put up. And the one which I really liked and I mean, okay, one second, was the Daniel Radcliffe in the war uniform. Who's that, by the way? Is it Daniel Radcliffe?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's and
Slightly,
Mayank's picture.
yeah, slightly unusual. So, okay, yeah. Okay, let's get started, guys. Very good morning to all of you. And yeah, you can see the PPT.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Agreeing and disagreeing in communication. Okay. What is the objective of this session? The objective of the session is we have to understand, do we always agree with whatever that has been put forth in front of us, or like, it has been told to us, like what is disagreeing and agreeing? Why do we disagree? What is understanding disagreement and expressing disagreement? How to diffuse the situation? And finally, yeah, how do you conclude the whole thing? Okay, this is a trajectory. This is fun. This is going to be fun. So let's get started. Okay. Okay. Do we always agree with everything? Can somebody tell me an answer to this question? Do we always agree with everything that is around us?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. Are you sure?
We try to negotiate.
Yeah, we try to negotiate, we try to work our way out. That's all fine. But fundamentally, we disagree, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Why do we disagree? That's the more important question than what we disagree with and who do we disagree with and all that. There are a lot of reasons why do we disagree in a conversation or in communication, or even when we are discussing something as a plan, as a project, as a work logic. Why do we disagree? The first and foremost reason is we see it as a rude gesture. This is a very cultural thing in India. Okay. We don't really say no. I mean, in my research, when I had one interview, okay, one of the guys told me that you you as an Indians have a tendency of saying yes to everything and not delivering anything. And I had to, I mean, I was outraged at the statement. I was really annoyed. Like, why is he saying something like this? We said, no, don't get annoyed. This is a cultural thing with you guys. Okay, that we don't like to disagree with people, or we don't like to say no to people. The reason behind we think being, saying no or disagreeing with something is very unkind. It's very impolite. Okay, or let's put it in a more basic word. It's considered to be a very rude gesture when you are saying no to somebody. How can you say no to somebody? And especially if it's a customer, oh my god, then that's out of question that you say no, because customer is king. It is like hammered on our brain. So the moment we tend to sit down for a discussion, okay, or in a meeting, or in a, I mean, this is my experience as well. I'm talking from my own point of view. Initially, when I used to propose an idea, and people used to say, "Okay, why are you saying this? Okay, can you explain this a bit? We don't really like this aspect of this particular project that you're trying to tell us." And then my first reaction is, "Okay, dude, what do you agree with this? What do you understand? I'm the one who's proposing an idea, so I know better, right? So I'm the one who's going to give you some gyan logic. So why do you have to say no?" But you have to understand the other person is saying no or disagreeing something for multiple reasons. Okay, the first and foremost reason will be the person may not exactly get the concept very clearly as what you see it. It is your job to make that person see that idea. And if that doesn't happen, he's going to disagree. He or she, whoever it is. Okay, another problem in office culture when we tend to disagree with or we don't like a concept, we don't like an idea, we don't fundamentally agree with it, or we think it's a very hopeless project, this is going to bomb. Okay, this is the first reaction when we, because our common sense tells so. When we listen to an idea, the first thing we're like, okay, is it going to work? No, I don't think it's going to work. So it's okay. Okay. But you still agree with the whole thing primarily because your boss is suggesting that. Somebody of authority is saying that. May not be your boss. Somebody who is experienced in the team is saying the same thing. Okay. So it becomes, it is again a cultural thing with Indian mindset. Okay. We don't necessarily agree, but we have to agree because we respect that person in terms of authority, you know, in terms of we can look at that person as like a father logic, okay, the mentor logic, or kind of a leader logic. So you don't disagree with the leader. So you know, we have got this, अगर मेरा leader मुझे आग में से चलने को कहे तो मैं आग में से चलना जाऊंगा, like chill, you know, you don't have to do that, fine. But the thing is, we have that mindset, okay, and what do we really want to do? That's more important. What do we do when we don't agree with somebody? And still, you know, you have to go ahead and say yes to a project or say yes to a proposal or idea. What do you do? Can I have a few things from you guys? What do you do when somebody tells you something? Okay, you don't agree, okay, but you still do it. It's sort of like, okay, I'll agree. Fine, I'll go with it. What do you think at that particular moment? Why do you do it? Hello?
Maybe
Anybody
to
there?
impress that person.
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
Maybe to impress that person.
Oh my God. Maybe to impress. Okay. Ooh, okay. I don't even get it. Okay. Why do you want to impress somebody?
Like if a boss says to do something, then
Oh, acha, you're talking about a boss. Hmm.
yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, very much right. Okay, when your boss is saying something, you really don't want to disagree with it. Okay, fine. I'm, you know, I'm a good employee. Impression logic. So I don't want to disagree with it. Okay,
yeah,
but fundamentally, when you're thinking about it, you don't really agree with the project. Okay, we don't, because somewhere on the, with whatever you've trained for, okay, whatever you've been working on, okay, the common sense that you might have developed over a period of time, the fundamentals probably are more clearer on your part. So you see that, you know, there are a lot of hitches in the project, and if it doesn't go well, right, it's going to bomb. But then the point is, at that particular moment you just lose it. Okay, like fine, I don't even, one of the principal reasons why we don't oppose or disagree is we avoid confrontation. We don't like confrontation. None of us likes, even me. Let's just understand this. Confrontation is a very negative situation. Okay, you have to confront a person, you have to talk to that person, you have to say that, okay, I'm sorry, I don't disagree, sorry, I don't agree with this whole thing, and these are my reasons. And then there is extreme possibility that there's going to be a lot of negativism in the air, and you know, you will be looked upon as like, okay, this is the guy who's a villain, so I'm sorry, I don't agree with this. So I don't want to get into this kind of a situation. I don't want to get into a conflict. Okay, we had this terminology in ICSI we used to use, katra mar ke nikal ja. Why do you want to get into it? Why do you want to argue? Okay, your boss is telling you something to do, fine, do it, like karke khatam karna. Why do you want to even, you know, talk to the guy? And that is the moment where that, in fact, sorry, those were my, you know, budding career years. And um as usual, you know, when you are in your 20, 22, 25, you are like one of those rebellious ones, you know, it's like, hi, you know, I can manage and all that. But those are the shaping years as well in your working life. So if somebody used to tell me like this, I never used to agree with it. I still did it. That's not the point. But the thing is, when somebody tells me something like this, I don't know, Arey, chhod na, why do you want to get into it? Okay. Why do you want to talk to that guy? You know he is going to be argumentative. So just bypass, okay, and move. I bypassed and moved, but I still sometimes feel, I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Understanding basically, how do you understand a disagreement? Why is this particular person saying that I am disagreeing with whatever you're trying to tell me? I'll tell you something very interesting. Okay, a no. Okay, a no, reply no, or saying no is a very powerful statement by itself. Okay, we don't like to say no. Let's leave it aside for a moment, but fundamentally we don't use the power of no in a very positive way. I'm making a very terrific statement here, and it's from my own experience I'm making this, that we do not use no in a more positive way. Okay, which means that we don't really say no when we are supposed to say no, and we don't really use no to stop something which can be potentially damaging, potentially conflicting, potentially harming, or even, let's not use these big words of harming and damaging, but potentially something which is not of value. Let's come to the basics. So we don't really say no to people like that. We need to understand why we are saying no first, and second, we need to put it forth that way, that I'm saying no because of one, two, three, four following reasons, which according to me are logical. Trust me, most of the time people agree with this kind of an attitude. Okay, first and foremost, what is active listening? Active listening is a fantastic concept in communication. Active listening is listening with your mind open. Okay, there are two concepts in communication. Typically in English, one is known as hearing and the other is known as listening. We call it hearing, is falls on the ear. Okay, I'm talking to you, your mind is absent, you're hearing me, but you are not, it is not getting registered in your mind. Okay, this is one. And listening is something which is attentive hearing. I'm understanding what you're trying to tell me. Um, I'm absorbing the message very well. I'm processing it. Okay, so that's one active listening. And active listening will always give a positive body language. You will lean forward. You will, kind of have that expression. Okay, please tell me, why are you saying so? Okay, or your hand gestures are open. You're open, sitting with, hands moving here and there, and you're looking at the person with a very positive expression. This gives a very right signal to the person who's talking. That, okay, fine, somebody, he's actually listening to me. She's listening to me. She's interested in what I'm trying to tell you. So one of these things is active listening. Second, if you want to understand a disagreement, first and foremost, and when you're listening, don't start formulating the reply in your mind. You're breeding ground for debates. This is what has happened. Debates is typically that. Okay, if say somebody in this class tells me, oh my God, I don't think vaccination is going to help prevent COVID. Okay, and you are giving some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 logic. I'm listening to you, but in my mind, I have already started preparing a counter reply. Okay, now my brain, my activity is divided into two sections. One section is I'm listening, second section is I'm preparing the counter reply. In the process, I lose the essence of what you're trying to tell me, because I am preparing, and that starts getting in. That starts getting in. I'm going to beat this person in an argument, and then you start finding out. In the focus, you lose attention. So don't do that. Another point is, are you getting emotional about it? Are you getting emotional? You're not seeing the practical side of it. Are you getting emotional? If you're getting emotional, then there is a problem. There's a serious problem there. Why? Because once you get emotional, okay, you tend to lose the tendency of thinking or understanding a situation in a very logical way. So separate emotions. You don't have to be, chak de India type. See, it's okay. You can always think about it later on an emotional ground. But when you're counter arguing, you need to be, sometimes I hate to use this word, it's got a very negative connotation, but it makes a huge sense. That is, you have to have a cold feeling towards it. Only then you will be able to uh, process it logically. Most importantly, are you curious? Okay, what is being curious in an argument, in a project discussion? Why is this person saying so? Whatever he or she is putting it across. Where is it coming from? Okay, why this particular conclusion? Why? What is the logic? What is the reason? What is the data? What is the statistics? Why is this person saying so? You have to come with that idea. Okay, once you understand that, then you come to know, okay, fine, then you can actually look at the cause rather than the argument. Can we negate the cause? Negate as in not fighting wala negate. Negate as in, okay, I'll change the word. Can we nullify the cause so that, we are looking at a better position here? Does that happen? Okay. Are you asking questions which are open-ended? What are open-ended questions? Can anybody tell me?
Miss, when you ask a question that you can answer, the end is not definite to
Elaborately.
the answer.
Yes, exactly. Elaborately. You expect an elaborate answer. So the question is open-ended. If I ask you, okay, did you have your breakfast? Okay, you will answer me yes or no. That's a closed-ended question. That's a closed-ended question, right? I mean, there is no further explanation to it. Then if I'll ask you, okay, what did you have in your breakfast? Then you'll probably tell me a huge list. Okay, so this is an open-ended question. So ask lots of open-ended questions. Prompt the person to talk. Okay, the more the person explains, the more the person talks, okay, the more you are going to get an insight of where is this entire thing coming from, what is the background, okay, what is the kind of range of facts that have helped this person to come to this particular decision. And probably also you will come to know, okay, a lot of emotional side to it also. Some causes for some people are close to their heart. Okay, so when they talk with a lot of passion, talk with a lot of heart into it. Okay, and then you come to know, okay, why is this person being so emotional about it? Because there could be some reason, there could be some logic behind that. So you have to be communicative in a discussion. Now, when you are being communicative with a discussion, you don't necessarily have to fight to it. There is a line in being communicative and being attacking. And that is where the entire crux of agreement, disagreement logic. Okay. There's one more logic. Okay. If somebody says, I will not be looking at statistics for designing my marketing policy. Okay. I hope everybody understands the terminology here. Marketing branding decisions or strategies are taken at organizational level to market a product to the consumers, and consumers could be varying. So okay, now if somebody takes a decision like this, right, okay, I'm not going to look at the statistical data, which is a fatal mistake, fine, okay, but this is a stand. What is a stand? Stand is something like, okay, I'll give a very, very negative example, but you'll understand the point what I'm trying to say. Okay. If there is a couple and they have a kid, and there is unfortunately, things don't work out, parents decide to split. Okay. The mother says, I'm sorry, I will not give the custody of child to the father. The stand. This is a position the person is taking. Okay, now why is the person taking such a lot of position, such a hard position? I'm not going to give my child to the father. Why? Because maybe she thinks that he doesn't have the financial means to support the child. Maybe she thinks that he's a bad influence, which is just disputable, but fine, let's just assume that. Okay, that okay, maybe she thinks that he will not pay attention to the kids upbringing, schooling, education and everything. He will not be able to provide for the child. So there are a lot of reasons behind that, but she's taken a position, she's taken a stand. So when you're arguing, when you're agreeing, okay, or disagreeing with the thing, you need to understand why is the person saying so. If you translate the position or translate the stand into the cause that could be helped or solved, generally disagreement diffuses by itself because you're providing a solution to it. Okay, and that could work in favor of the project getting tabled, right? Next is it's a respectful and a non-judgmental communication. We love to get judgmental. Trust me, we love to get judgmental. Absolutely. I'll tell you one Facebook instance. Okay, I write extensively on Facebook. I'm a blogger on Facebook. Okay, so if yes, like 2 days before, I wrote a post on how friends and friendships wither over a period of time. Okay, that you're very close, you're very connected, then over a period of time it just fizzles out, and then after a few years the communication drops, and then one fine day you realize that the person is not having, the person on the other end, or you even for that matter, you don't exactly feel the same connect as you might have felt a few years before. So it just it's end of the road for the friendship, for the relation. So I wrote a post regarding this, and as usual the comments flowed, and out of 10 comments there are at least six to seven comments which say that, yeah, I know, you don't get emotional, it's fine, that's life, and people move on, so should you, and all. I'm like, okay, I just stated an experience. I'm not saying that I'm being judgmental, I'm being emotional, I'm feeling so sad, I'm feeling a stab in my heart or something. Yes, it does. I have mentioned that I did feel like it was a stab in the friendship and all, but the comments, okay, they're judgmental. They are, to a large extent they are. Okay, it's okay, it's fine. But when you're especially talking to the person on the other end and you want to come to a common ground, you need to understand, are you being judgmental in this situation? Are you already made up your mind? You can kind of, have you already made up your mind that this person is, this is it, this person talks because he's a very emotional guy. Okay, this is coming from a lot of emotions. Okay. There should be a buzzer in our brain, something wrong, you think, that voice, that should come. But that's a fact. Are you being respectful? I'll tell you my observation. Okay, we as Indians don't love to say sorry. We take pride. मैंने जिंदगी में ना किसी को sorry नहीं बोला है. I'm nothing great. You haven't done anything great in life. People give this argument. Have you come across this kind of arguments? You do, right? People come and say, okay, I've never said sorry to anybody. Why should I be sorry? I'm never wrong. I'm like, okay, you next to God? Are you God? Right? तो भगवान भी गलती करता है यार, तुम कौन हो? Only thing is भगवान sorry नहीं बोलता, because बोलता भी होगा तो you don't come to know. That's all right. But the thing is, yes, are you being respectful? Are you saying please? Are you respecting the person and separating the person from the argument? Does that happen? I'll give you a very common, simple case. Okay. There was a long time ago when the movie theaters were working and there were movies getting released in the theaters, right? It does seem long time ago actually. So you have a group of friends, you decide to go for a movie. Okay. One of them says, well, yeah, let's go for, I think the last movie that probably I saw in the theater was Joker, Joaquin Phoenix. Okay, so yeah, let's go for Joker. And someone say, no, it's a very heavy, emotional, very disturbing film. Let's go for something light, Let's go for Varun Dhawan's Coolie #1. I know it's a bad choice, but yeah, Varun Dhawan's Coolie #1. And then then you have very heated argument in the entire group. Very simple situation of agreeing, disagreeing. What do you do? Can you tell me what will you do in some situation? This is a very common situation. This you will be facing every day. Can you tell me what do you do in this kind of a situation?
Miss, what's the situation exactly?
Yeah, you are a group, okay,
Hmm.
and you decide you want to go for a movie, all of you,
Hmm.
and there is movie A and movie B. Now, movie A could be something like Joker, which is very heavy, okay, very disturbing film, and movie B could be something very light comedy. Let's say Coolie #1. Sorry about that, but yeah. So there is a classic argument that is going on, or disagreement that is going on in the group. So which movie to choose?
Hmm.
How do you come to a conclusion?
We'd usually have a vote, Miss, maybe
That's a very
a
nice
quick
way of
a quick
putting it.
raise of arms.
Quick eraser, yes. Okay, right. Okay, and then there is always one who will always be stubborn.
Oh,
Yeah. See, generally most people fall into line, but there are
Yeah.
one or two who will be like, nah. मेरे को जोकर ही जाने का है, जो भी करना है करे, नहीं जाने यार Coolie #1. वरुण धवन का एक्टर है, which I agree with it sentimentally, but yeah, fine. No, what do you do?
difficult persons.
Yeah, I know they are, and they are everywhere.
I don't know, Miss.
Nobody
I don't
knows.
think I've had to
That's a
deal with a
very
person like that.
yeah. I agree. It's not to be honest. It's not a very easy decision. Okay, and sometimes it changes from situation to situation. What stand you're going to take? Okay, so sometimes you manage to say to the chal na yaar, ek din ki to baat hai, one day tomorrow we'll go for the movie that you will want to see. It's like you're offering a compromise. Okay, or like this guy says, okay, तुम लोग जाओ, मैं नहीं आता हूँ. Okay, and you want a guy to come, and then you try to kind of bribe him. चल यार popcorn मैं खरीद के देता हूँ. चल तो, like, so see, there are various ways of diffusing it. But practically, what I want to tell you is it changes from situation to situation. I mean, this is a very simple situation I've explained to you, that you as a group, you decide to go for a movie and you're not able to come to a consensus that this is the film that you want to see. Okay, now a disagreement starts from something as basic situation as that, and it just goes on. Okay, whichever field you choose, whichever office you want to work with, it is there in your family. You fundamentally disagree with everything probably your parents say. Happens. The point is, how do you find the solution? Okay, changes from situation to situation, but there are some common principles which you need to understand. Okay, first, let go of the need to be liked. This is this is very hilarious. Okay, can everybody listen to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss, loud and clear.
Yeah, no. Sometimes my internet plays games with me. Okay. So basically, let go of the idea, that everybody has to like you. Everybody doesn't have to like you. Let's be very honest with it. Okay, it's absolutely fine, especially in working environment. You don't, no, it's not going to happen. That, you know, people are going to like you all the time, people are going to dislike you all the time. It's most of the time a situation. I always tell this to all my students that whenever you're working, you have to remember one thing. You're spending 8 hours, 10 hours there. Okay. And that's your job. So in your job, okay, in your family, you might want everybody to like you. Even there, it is not possible. But yes, it might be the effort might be well directed. But in office, you have to understand not everybody is going to like you all the time, because they are there in the office to work like you. Okay, so let go of the need to be liked. Second, choose your battles very, very wisely. Not everything is worth disagreeing. Sometimes it's okay to let go. There's a very thin line, basically, on what to argue and what issues not to argue on. You know, you have to identify that line. And that is where the crux is. And that line is, you know, per person, basically. I'll be very upfront with you. It is per person. Some people think, you know, मैं अन्याय के खिलाफ आवाज उठाऊंगा, तो हर चीज में तुम्हें अन्याय ही दिखता है. Okay, or some people may think, जानते हैं, it's okay. You know. So it's not always good to be submitting. It's not always good to be fighting. So you need to understand where to fight and where to let go. And that comes over with experience, of course. That comes with a little bit of common sense applying to the situation. Okay, focus on the big picture. I know it's a very cliched phrase in communication, and apparently it is. It is. It's a very cliched phrase. Like, focus on the big picture, let go, you know, you are a team. Well, but it works. It does work. Because if it's a departmental goal, let's understand. I'll give you a marketing example because it's a very easy example to understand. Okay. If I'm selling something like this pen, okay, and I have to sell something like 100 units in a month. This pen is extremely expensive. It doesn't look expensive, but let's assume that this is expensive, something like 1,000 rupees a piece or something. And you're looking at selling 100 pieces in a month. And then you have to actually sit and discuss a marketing strategy, okay, or discuss a plan which will help you in selling 100 units of this. Okay. Now it's a departmental target. You might have 15, 20 people in one department who are actually sitting there and arguing with the basic strategies that you have planned, or anybody has planned for that matter. Okay. You need to get back on the field. You need to get back to action, and you need to get back to selling pens. So understand, what is it? What's the big picture here? The big picture is selling 100 units. So if it is going to help you with, even if there are some minor flaws here and there, okay, in the strategy that is planned, and it is going to help you sell 100 units, what is it that you're looking at? Are you looking at arguing with the person? Or are you looking at, you know, selling that 100 units and getting a departmental profit or something, and then, you know, everybody chilling out and going for a party? Marketing parties happen, by the way. So my point is, you do have to look at beyond the argument sometimes. You have to. Okay. Next is, this is something, you know, I mean, I don't know, when I used to do classroom teaching, my students were allowed to fight with me, and they did. By God, boy, they fight. You're allowed to fight with me in my class. Absolutely. But whenever you are fighting, you have to have a reason for fighting. You can't just pick on me and, you know, oh my God, nahi jamta hai. Nah, you have to give me a reason for that. Okay. But the fundamental is, disagreements are not equal to unkindness. You're not being unkind to somebody by disagreeing with a person. You have to understand that. Okay. Having said that, you don't have to be rude to the person. Okay. There is always a way of putting things, which you need to understand. You can disagree, absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody is entitled to disagree. Okay. Where things go wrong is one, the way you will put across the disagreement, okay, and your own emotion attached to it. This is be professional. I'll tell you something, a very funny instance, okay. I had a teacher who used to teach me organizational behavior, okay, and he told us one day that, we he was on a Viva panel, and he said, there is this girl who comes in, sits there, and before even I open the project report and start questioning, she starts crying. She starts crying. It's an uncontrollable sob, like wow, kind of thing, wailing and crying and everything. And then after 5 minutes, she cooled down. I offered her a glass of water, and then she said, "Sir, मैं जाऊं?" बोले कहाँ जा रहे हो? आए वो तो शुरू ही नहीं हुआ अभी तक, बैठो. What's your argument being presented on? Be professional. Don't cry.
Mr. I think
No,
we
I'm
lost you
sorry.
for a few seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Where have you lost me? Which point?
Um,
Mhm.
when she was told that the Viva hasn't happened yet, sit down.
Yeah. Okay. No. So she said, "Sir, मैं जाऊं?" She wiped her face and she said, "Sir, मैं जाऊं?" So sir said, "हाँ, कहाँ जा रहे हो? वाइवा तो अभी शुरू ही नहीं हुई. आपका रोना खत्म हो गया हो तो अपन वाइवा करते हैं." And that was a rude shock because she thought, she's going to cry. And you're like, okay, dad. People get soft. ठीक है यार, I'll give you marks. Go. No. That doesn't happen. Okay, there are people who are hard-hearted like me in the audience who like, okay, रोना हो गया तो फिर बात करते हैं. Yeah. So be professional in whenever you're presenting, right? I mean, I'm sorry, it might sound highly sexist when I'm saying that girl is crying and boys cry, by the way. So it's not about crying. It's not about a girl or a boy. It's about crying when you're presenting. So it's hardly the issue. But people are that way. People are very emotional. When you're arguing, you get and that is where the whole pitching gets wrong. That is where you are like lost. Okay. Another is, are you validating opinions? Okay. For
I
example,
wanted to ask
you.
one question. Sorry to disturb, but this is related to the
Yeah, yeah.
topic.
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask, how do you address the gender difference while even agreeing and disagreeing? Just because lady boss है आपकी, you tend to agree, or just because कि कुछ नहीं यार, मतलब when you have a male boss, you just कुछ भी आप कर सकते हो. This happens a lot of time, and
Yes,
so
it
how
does.
do you address those gender differences?
Yeah, Taki. I mean, this is a very tricky question. I'll tell you. Okay, I have generally seen that taking orders from a male boss is easy, but when it comes to female boss ordering around, it's generally a very unpleasant feeling, and that is where you have to draw a line that I might be a girl, or I'm sorry, I might be a woman, but yeah, I'm your boss. Sometimes you have to, from the boss's perspective, sometimes you have to establish that in a very uh, aggressive way. Aggression is a very negative word, but yeah, you'll get what I'm trying to say. And from the from the employee perspective, from the employee perspective, you like it or you don't like it. To be honest, you don't have much of a choice. But dealing it's not easy. It's a very subtle, how do I put it? Subtle sexism that plays, and it does play. It does play. I have faced it myself. I had a team of 15 people, and girls used to be very nice, pally, in talking and everything. But the moment you put up a hard tone and start talking to your team, okay, boys are the first ones who will start getting restless in the team. Okay. How can you say something like this to us? How, we are not going to do this and all. So then you have to put your foot down. Okay, you don't like it or you like it. This is what it is to be done. You need to do it. That's it. But to be honest, this is a long fight. So very seriously, Kshitija, this is going on for years actually. There's no one answer to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe it
I
changes
know,
from person to person and situation to situation, right?
It does. It does. It does. It does. I'll tell you one more instance. The first interview I conducted was Sylvia Lagarde, and she is the international VP for Ethos for marketing. Okay, on that scale, global sales head. And she said, whenever I come to India and I start talking to people, okay, the approach is like, कहीं बंदे बहुत बड़े पोस्ट पे हैं तो हम सुन के लेते हैं. The position plays a huge role. Okay, but then she said once I start talking one to one, then people are very, no यार, we know our job, तुम कौन होते हो हमें बताने वाले. That also comes in, and that is where I think accepting a woman on a position of authority is a fight. It's a double-edged fight for a lady. One, you need to establish, and second, you need to establish all the more because you're a lady.
I actually ask this because we are in a really dynamic field, media being a really, really dynamic field. Trained आते हैं, चले जाते हैं, and we are seeing
Correct.
many women, getting at higher positions in media specifically.
Correct.
You have a DOP
Yes.
who is a woman. You have a director who is a woman. That's
Correct.
why,
Yeah. But you have to have that approach. It is not gender. It's a knowledge and experience of the person that puts him into that position. Once you acknowledge that, it becomes easy as an employee.
Right.
As an employee, it becomes easy to establish that, because then then see, it's not about bandi hai and she's trying to tell me around, or banda hai apne aap ko kya samajhta hai types. Okay, but once you understand why is that person there, okay, and you have that one-to-one respect, okay, then things fall in place. They do fall in place. But that understanding has to develop. As an employee, you need to respect that. See, you need to respect two things in whatever it is. See, I have seen cases where the person is on a higher position, but he doesn't know one iota of his job. That is also a case. So now you'll ask me, okay, the person doesn't have knowledge, maybe I know about the job more than the person is knowing. Okay, so do you really want me to respect that person in that case? On a one-to-one level, no, but in an organizational structure, yes, because finally that's the position, that's the authority that you have to have a certain respect for. That's one. I might sound very old school here, but that's a fact.
Yeah.
In Indian setup, we do expect to have a respect, certain degree of respect. I'm not saying like तुम उसको ना पूजा करो सुबह शाम उठ के, but you have to have a certain respect and distance when you are actually talking to that person. If the person is having authority and knowledge both, okay, it's like sone pe suhaga. Then then you don't need to be told that you have to respect the guy, respect the position. It comes out, and it doesn't matter, okay, if the person is a lady or a guy. If the knowledge is there, it is there. Period. So that's the simplest way to put it across. So you have to separate things and see. And this separating and seeing needs to be inculcated in all the students who are aspiring to get into corporate life, to get into management, and to get into positions and all that. You have to have that. You have to have two things. One is the separation logic, and second is understanding the culture of the person. Where is this person coming from? That helps understand the mindset of a person very easy, very fast, very quickly. India in itself is like, I'm sorry, it's another cliched statement, but we are like multiple nations within a nation. So you have to have that logic, especially when disagreeing and agreement comes in picture. तब तो बिल्कुल ख्याल रखना ही चाहिए कि भाई तुम कहाँ से बंदा आया है. Okay, and okay, and again in professional, can I come back to the presentation? Sorry. Yeah, I can go on and on and on because that's my area of research and talk. So yeah, in being professional, there is also one thing you need to observe when you're disagreeing with somebody, that you have to speak for yourself. You don't agree with certain thing, right? Why are you saying, we here don't believe in what you are trying to say? You, if you're a panel, for example, who's watching a presentation, okay, there's 6-7 members sitting there. You don't agree with what the guy is trying to say. Why are you saying we? You don't agree. In 6-7 people, there will be like 2-3 people who would agree with the person, right? So disagreement is very personal. So own it. I'm sorry, I don't agree. Perfectly fine. Yeah.
Usually, I think they're meant to say we, right? I don't think they can say I. If you're like part of a panel, you can.
Yes, you can say I. You can. You can say I. You see, because the moment you say we, okay, it's a collective. It sounds like it's a collective, pack. Right? Yeah. There's a pack feeling. And then pack, the moment it gets into that zone, the person who's talking gets very uncomfortable. Then this hunting feeling starts into it. Yeah, then it's like you're hunting like a pack. So it's a very cornered feeling. So you're killing the ground of argument before it is even said. So say I don't agree, okay, or say, why do you want to say everyone here believes that, whatever you're talking is trash? No? I think you're not really making your point clear. Choose your words wisely. And there is one more thing, tendency that we have, okay, you start interrogating the speaker. It's not an interaction, it changes the level, it goes to interrogation. What's in interrogation? Arey, tum aise kaise bol sakte ho? Why are you saying something like this? Who gave you the idea? Very common line in arguments. Who gave you the idea? Who gave you? वो काम करके आई. It is his idea is present. Who gave you? मेरा खुद का आइडिया है भाई. मेरे को कौन आइडिया देगा? मैं like, who gave you this idea? What do you think? कौन भरता है यार तेरे दिमाग में ऐसे? Fantastic line to create a ground of war. कौन भरता है तेरे दिमाग में ऐसे? ये कहीं नहीं जाने वाला है ऐसा कुछ करके, ठीक है? Outright negate. Then the whole thing is like, the person who's presenting like, bhai sun to le.
So I guess it's never good to
at least listen to me.
Insult someone's intelligence.
It is very personal. It's very even whatsoever little intelligence according to you the person has. If the person is speaking and you are in the audience, you have to respect. For reasons, if you want to be listened to, you need to listen.
True.
Fundamental. What doesn't apply to me doesn't apply to you. It's as basic as that. So, but it doesn't happen, unfortunately. Okay, and as I said, not every battle is worth fighting for. So, if you think there is a compromise situation, you let go of something, the other person lets go of something, and you can come to an agreement, agreement, and then you can make things work. Let go of a few things from your side. What is more important is getting the work done, and organizations are meant to work. They are not meant to argue. It is meant to deliver results, whatever it is. You will be getting into managerial positions going on, okay, and you will be getting into higher positions, or let's say by God's grace you will be running your own business, okay, a successful one at that. What is the objective of working? It needs to generate an output, right? It needs to have some work. Organizations are in the business to make money. This is the fundamental thing. They are in the business to work. They are in the business to generate revenue. And how will that get generated? When people work, right? When things work. If there is a scheme presented which you don't agree on certain points, find it out how many of those points can be compromised. Okay, like, okay, fine, this point, okay, I'll let go of this, you let go of this, let's come to some common ground and let's work together. Most situations it works. Another person feels, okay, he is not entirely being told to, let go. Fine, he is also ready to cut a few corners.
True.
Works for both. Okay, now I'm going to give you a very nice one second. Me and my PPTs. These are the 4 expressions we use. By the way, thanks to you guys, I made PPTs after a really long time. I've switched to whiteboard and marker teaching. And I made PPTs after a long time, after I quit organizations and classroom teaching. So thank you. It was a pleasure. Maza aa gaya is PPT banane.
So you liked making a PPT?
I don't actually.
Okay.
Trust me. I'm not a very happy PPT person, but then today, after a long break, it was worth making. So it was like cool. Okay. Right. So there are 4 ways of there are saying things. Okay. One is used when you are giving an opinion, you are expressing an agreement. Okay. Partially agree, partially disagree is another way of talking, and totally disagree. So I'm going to read a few sentences. You're going to tell me which category this sentence falls into. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have everybody understood what I'm trying to say?
Ma'am, can you please repeat?
Okay. These are 4 ways: giving an opinion, expressing agreement, partial disagreement, and expressing disagreement. Okay. These are 4 ways in which we can, we can talk. These are the 4 ways which we usually adopt when we are talking in a meeting, or when we are getting into a agreement disagreement situation. Okay. So I'm going to read a few lines which indicate how you should be putting this opinion across. Whichever you're agreeing, you're disagreeing, you're partially disagreeing, or you're just simply plain giving an opinion. Okay. So when I read the line, you're going to tell me which category it falls into. Understood?
Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's start.
Yes.
Okay, there is no doubt about it. You start a sentence with this kind of line.
Expressing
this line.
Agreement.
Yeah, expressing agreement. Fine. Okay. It is not as simple as it seems.
Partial disagreement.
Good. Okay. I'll have to find some hard one. Difficult one. No, you're like talk. So that's okay. Okay. Personally speaking,
Opinion.
I believe. Opinion, correct? Kshitija ma'am, the students are like good at, seriously. Okay. I don't feel the same as what you're trying to tell me.
Disagreement.
Okay. Disagreement. Okay. You're right. Agreement. Yes.
Oh, I thought.
Yes. What did you think? Go on.
I thought you were telling us we were right.
No. Okay. Right. The way I see it.
Opinion.
Correct. Yeah. Yes. That's not the way I see it.
Opinion again.
Disagreement.
This is disagreement.
Oh.
Yay. Okay, I found a difficult one. Thanks. Okay. All right. I cannot share this view.
Disagreement.
Disagreement, yes. Okay. Well, you could be right.
Partial agreement.
Partial
Wait.
disagreement. Good. It is partial disagreement.
Hmm.
Yeah. Partial disagreements normally end up with, yeah, well, you could be right, but I want to
But-
tell you. Yeah. It's not as simple as it seems. Yeah, but I would like to say something. Okay. Then whenever there is a but, that but, okay, you know that there is something wrong.
Hmm.
Okay. Right. And finally, I love this line. This is wrongly credited to Voltaire. This is not Voltaire's line.
Mhm.
Okay, this is Evelyn Beatrice Hall. She wrote this, and it went into. Apparently, there is a guy whose nickname was Voltaire who used it. So now it is credited to the French Revolutionary. Okay, I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. Everybody is entitled to an opinion. You may not or may like it, but the person has got an entitlement to say his opinion. He's got a right to say it. So be careful in treating the line. You can disagree, but you don't say that, तेरी आवाज नहीं आनी चाहिए. That's a very wrong thing to do.
Hmm.
I may not agree with you, which is fine. I disapprove. Absolutely okay. I totally negate it. All right. Absolutely. But I will defend to the death your right to say your opinion. Okay. I will always encourage you to say what you want to say. Right? Any questions? Okay, I forgot the main slide. Thank you. Yep. All right. Can I shut down the presentation, please? All right. Anything else you would like to say, ask me, or talk? We have 5 minutes, I guess. And I know I've crossed the limit by three minutes, but yeah, I guess 5 minutes should be okay. You can take one or two.
It's all right. I mean, question answer sessions is important.
Yeah, I always plan, whenever I'm planning, I'm supposed to plan for 55 minutes and I end up taking that 5 minutes extra. So can't help. Talking.
So I have one question, but let students ask first and then I'll ask.
Yeah, okay. Where did the Harry Potter go? Okay. He looks so odd in that military uniform. I don't know. You always look at him with a wand. Yeah. Yes, Arjun, you were saying something.
No, it's my friend Mank.
Yeah. You always see that guy with a wand and his disheveled hair and his round spectacles and, acting goof all the time.
Okay. Anybody has any question or should I go on,
Yeah.
Maybe I should ask. Okay.
Yes.
So the most important question for these guys, because these are going to be the freshers in 2 years. And I remember when I was a fresher, I started working in a corporate. And I was not at all used to working in a corporate, and I was an intern there. And it was really difficult to, utter a word. Even I was working in a media corporate, right? So whenever you are less experienced, whenever you are a fresher or intern somewhere.
So when you are when you're a fresher in the industry, how do you put your
Exactly?
I'm sorry, Kshitija, you're breaking up, but
Okay.
Is this what the question is?
Yeah, it is. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So whenever you're a fresher, you are already overwhelmed by many things, and it's really difficult to say even or express your opinion. In that case, if you disagree with someone, even if it's your colleague, how do you do that? this is going to be very important for these guys, you know.
Yeah, I know, I agree.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's. Can I tell you something which I always have said? I might sound a bit old school, but I would like to say it still. Okay. Okay. You. How do I put it? Okay, I'll just give it a little more descriptive. Okay. One is what's a trajectory you're planning? That's one thing. I'll come to this point. Okay. Most importantly, I understand it's a very overwhelming feeling when you're entering in the office for the first time, because chances are you've never seen an office, what it looks from inside, kind of thing. Okay. And then you get into it and then you're like, oh my God, wow. Okay. So initially, if you're a fresher, especially, okay, I would recommend, keep quiet for at least a semester. I'm assuming that you're working in an organization and you started working. There is a reason why I say this. Okay. Watch people. You come to know, have your senses alert, watch people, talk to people, don't form opinions so fast. Okay. And I'll give you a very classic logic. Okay. It sounds very animalish, but that's what it is. That you get into an office, okay, you'll always find a few people who are friendly, a few people who are, who will watch you at a distance, a few people who are like, "Ye jana," type. Okay. So you'll always have that kind of variety. So what happens is we as youngsters tend to get overwhelmed very fast by opinions of other people also. Okay. Like somebody is being nice to you, somebody is being friendly to you. I mean, there's no harm in being friends with people. Okay. I'm not negating the idea. What I'm trying to tell you here is what happens is when you get into an office, you tend to be friends with some, okay, and then their opinions about the place tend to impress your opinions about the place. This is where the danger point comes in the picture. Okay. So hang on, sun ke le, you know what a person is trying to tell you, but you form your opinions before reacting. That helps a lot. And I learned it hard way. So I always tell this to my students, whoever they are. Okay. Like I learned it hard way. And then, what happens is, for example, okay, there's a very hypo situation, but you'll get what I'm trying to tell you. For example, there is a colleague who is working there already. You're a new joinee. You get friends with that person. Okay. And the boss is not nice to that particular colleague. Okay. He or she will tell you a few sob stories or, a few stories like, ye banda aise hi karta hai yaar, isko dil pe mat le, don't kind of, listen to him as it, don't take him too seriously. And then what happens is, we are at such an age that wo अन्याय के खिलाफ वाला logic रहता है ना, that is always there. Quang, quang, quang. That's like a ambulance siren siren on your head. Tang, 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 बजता रहता है. So whenever the person is trying to talk to that person or trying to talk to you, that instance is always, whatever the person has narrated, that instance is always at the back of your mind. And then you start viewing with that logic. Now, the reality is that the boss is probably mean to that other person, but he could be actually nice to you. Right? But what is it that you are thinking? ये इसके साथ ऐसा behave किया तो मेरे साथ भी ऐसा ही behave करेगा. And there the game changers happen. So first and foremost, एक साल देखो, watch the office, watch the people. Don't form anything in your mind. Form your own opinions. Don't get carried away by somebody else's opinion. That kind of, it's very detrimental in an office scenario. Problem situation hota hai. That's my first thing. I always tell this. And secondly, if you get a startup to work in, great. Always. Everybody likes to work in big organizations. BIG capitals. Okay, wheel organization, which is nice. It's nice in terms of job security, pay scale, पगार आता है, हर महीना आता है. The first 6 months is like blowing money here and there, kind of happiness, fine. But learning happens in startups. Learning definitely happens in startups because it's a small organization. Okay, you might make your own coffee, that's fine, but you also are a part of the team, decision teams. Okay, you understand how the business model is, you can put your 2 cents in, you can always learn. Your opinion matters. So, at least initially, if you get to work and time is on your side, if there is one decision that goes wrong, for example, you get into a startup, it doesn't work out for you. Okay, you're what, 24, 25 by the time you get into industry, the time is still on your side. You can still lose 6 months and get back to some big organization again, which is fine. तुम 45 हो, 50 हो कि भाई नहीं, अब मेरे को एक मुकाम पे पहुंचना ही है, तो फिर जो हो मेरे को जाना है, I have to do that. It's not that, right? You can always take a stop and go ahead, which is absolutely okay. But there is no escape from office politics, whichever office you work in. Understand that. You work in a small organization, you work in a big organization, it is going to be there. And it is always there. जहाँ बंदा आता है, ह्यूमन माइंडसेट आता है ना, आता है. You can't escape. You have to deal with it. You will find your way. Yeah. And disagreements should not be put forth organization, and second day you stand with a red flag in your hand. Hang on, wait. Because see, I'll tell you why observation matters. There are some people who take disagreements in a very healthy way. Some people don't. So understand, how do you put a particular disagreement to a person? That is also a skill. I'll give a very simple example. Okay. For example, you want a bike. You want a bike, racer bike, good quality bike. Which is the latest one, I don't know. My favorite has always been Bullet 550. So let's say you want a 550. Okay. How will you argue with your mother? मेरे को ना तुम मेरे को प्यार ही नहीं करते. You will start from that. Okay. मेरे को तुम प्यार ही नहीं करते. You don't like me. I'm a adopted child in this family. Why would you buy me a 550?
Oh, तेरी.
हाँ नहीं, मतलब तुम ये पॉइंट से शुरू करते हो यार, मम्मी से आर्ग्यू करते हो. When you sit down with your father, it's a very one-to-one conversation. Dad, it takes some time to travel in public transport. Why don't you get me a bike? Then your father will say, okay, we'll buy you an Activa. नहीं, who drives an Activa? लड़कियाँ चलाती है. I would like to, there's nothing like लड़कियाँ चलाती है, but that's a very common argument, so I'm putting it. Okay, लड़कियाँ चलाती है. You'll be very reasonable with that person. Then you'll put forth, slide 1, slide 2. So दिमाग में PPT चलता रहता है अपने अपन जब बात करते हैं. Okay. Like, it's a very long run by, fantastic mileage, it's a very sturdy vehicle, and it gives a very good racing spirit and this and that. And then you'll add slip a line. Okay, college में ना सारे बंदों के पास 550 है.
Gone.
Okay, that is a very wrong argument to a parent anyway, but yeah, fine. So my point is, you will put the same proposal differently to one person and differently to your dad, right? You're talking about the same thing, but you'll change the tactic, the way you will talk to your parent. One parent will differ from another parent. I mean, ये तो अपने घर की बात है. I'm talking about a family. And then you're talking about an artificially created framework organization where you are going to argue with somebody whom you don't even know, okay, how the person is going to take your argument. So hang on, wait. And see, this is not the only organization, you are not the only employee. This fundamental applies to all organizations, all employees at all levels. Okay. So you can always choose that, okay, ये नहीं लग रहा है अपना यहाँ जमेगा. That's what happens. But hang on. You don't have to drag out your swords every time you say something. Easy.
I think the
Sorry, it
answer
sounds
was
very
perfect.
yeah.
Because
It
I
sounds
learned
very,
it hard way too.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I learned it very hard. I lost my 1 year's rating because of it. Performance appraisal rating because of the fight.
I ended up in leaving that job.
I know. I can totally relate.
Yeah.
Completely. So, like, yeah, that's the whole point. But hang on. ये सब ना क्या बोलते हैं? I would love to say one horrible cliched line. ये ना ये सफेद.
So I guess we can conclude today's session, right?
We can conclude. Absolutely. Thank you. It was wonderful talking to you guys. Where is that? Okay, everybody's around it. Hey, who's this Nike, right? Sainil. Am I saying your name right?
Yeah, it's Sainil.
Sainil. Yeah. Sainil, this profile pic that you put up, I follow this guy on Instagram, but I forget his name.
It's something
that-
Khali, yeah.
Yeah,
one who
he's
thinks
the one who
like
kind of bashes the videos, right?
Yeah,
It's fun to watch it.
absolutely.
Cool.
So,
Good, guys. Yeah, ma'am.
We'll continue on Monday, 10 a.m. Monday and Tuesday. We have 2 days till, and many questions will be coming, and interaction is going to be fun. So I'll see you all on Monday, 10 a.m. Right?
Yes, and I think the next topic is negotiation.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Okay.
One of my okay, fine. Fine.
Thank
I'll
you,
see
ma'am.
only. Thank you so much. It was fun talking to you.
Thank you,
guys.
miss.
Yeah.
Thank
Bye.
you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good night.
So guys, did you like it?
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
it was good.
Yeah, cool. So I hope you'll be joining on Monday as well. मुझे पता है आपके 3
Yes.
lectures होंगे Monday और Tuesday, but yeah, you will get a lot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Have a good
Bye,
weekend.
Thank you, miss. Have a great
Enjoy.
day.
Stay
You
safe.
too,
too,
ma'am.
miss.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.